What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of One Hunna Reviews. This is a show where we will review movies, TV shows, and video games and scale it on a scale of 1 to 100. Mm-hmm. We're pretty fucking original.
Ew, we're not.
So to the TV show that we're going to be reviewing today is the new show on Netflix, Umbrella Academy.
Cool ass name.
Cool ass name, cool ass concept, cool ass show.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to break it down into different sections. The story, the characters, and then we'll be kind of discussing what we like to see in season 2.
Because there's going to be a season 2, alright.
Yes, there's going to be a season 2, alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so starting off, we'll start with the story. So, as you guys already know, the story is centered around like a unique team of around 7 individuals, 6 originally. 6 individuals with superpowers who are all born on the same day to mothers who unexplainably got pregnant and delivered the baby in the same day.
Same day, yeah.
Crazy. There's people who, grew estranged from their father because, he's kind of a dick.
Yep. Daddy issues.
They got some serious daddy issues. He made them become a superhero team against kind of their own will, and
as children, not so much as adults, but as children
as children, and that caused some serious issues. And they basically grew apart into their 20s. They came back together because their dad died. So basically, Sylvia, what do you think of the story? Did you like where it went? Do you think there could have been improvements? What was the issues with it?
I like the story. Mm-hmm. I like where it went. There are some holes for me.
Yeah.
So basically number 5 goes into the future and sees that there's an apocalypse, and he comes back in time and tries to prevent the apocalypse, and he at first he like only tells one person of the apocalypse, stupid. And at that time she didn't even have powers, to anybody's knowledge that she had any powers.
Well, granted, the reason he told her is because she was the only one that he did not see die.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So he only told her at first, and she thought he was crazy. She didn't really believe him. Didn't take him seriously. No. And so most of the show, it's him trying to prevent the apocalypse by himself. Yeah. Which I think is dumb.
Yeah.
And then
especially because it was dumb because he himself didn't know how the apocalypse started. So it's kind of the mystery. There's a lot of mystery in the show, a lot of backstory unexplained, which is good in case the viewer coming back for more.
For sure, I was definitely I was interested at the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
Almost first second of the show, I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, we're both very big fans of sci-fi. So the whole time traveling, superpowers, mystery-esque, fucking talking chimpanzee. I mean, robots. You got it all. You've got everything you want from a sci-fi. It's in the show.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Super big fan. What was the con? What were the holes you were talking about?
They didn't take the apocalypse seriously.
No, they didn't.
It's so annoying.
And I know from the comics, I think I get the gist that these characters,
I don't know the comics.
Yeah, from the gist from these characters is they were forced to be superheroes, so they're kind of they're lacking in the sense of morality, but at the same time,
I think it's just a way of rebelling against their dad, who they resented a lot.
Possibly, but for me, it's it kind of didn't come off that way in the TV show. It seemed like these guys did care a lot. But at the same time, they were written in a way that it's there was no urgency. They knew the apocalypse was possibly coming, that 7 billion people could die, and they really just their personal issues got in the way. And but overall, I thought the story was great.
I thought it was too. I was annoyed about the fact that they did not take the fact that the world was going to end in 8 days.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I did some further research online, and I found out that they actually combined 2 Umbrella Academy comic stories into one to make it more beefy for the TV audience.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. But yeah, those are my some of the acting wasn't always on point, which is another qualm that I had.
Yeah, the CGI sometimes with the moon exploding was a little bit, but I didn't really go with the story. The story
Pogo looked amazing though.
Pogo looked amazing.
He was bad. He was cool.
Dude, he was a badass motherfucker.
Remember when you thought he was gonna be evil?
I really thought Pogo was gonna.
I questioned it a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I got her to believe just a little bit.
Also, deep down, I was like, no freaking way is Pogo gonna be evil.
I thought he was gonna be like a Mojo Jojo-esque kind of character, you know? The Powerpuff Girls.
He was way too he just felt warm to me.
You saw talking chimpanzee and you melted.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Anyways, so that's the story, guys. We both really like the story.
Mm-hmm.
We're suckers for sci-fi. So on to the characters. What do you think of the characters? Basically, you got Luther, Allison, Diego, number 5, Klaus, Ben. You've got
Klaus.
Klaus. I always say that wrong.
It's Klaus, not
Klaus.
You always say Klaus. It's Klaus.
Yeah. And you got Vanya. And I'll tell you what.
Vanya, yeah.
Let's start with Luther. Luther sucked ass. Luther, I really liked in the first episode because I thought that he was going to be like morality central, but he wasn't.
He's my favorite. I was like, what?
I was so wrong, guys. I take full accountability. I fucked up big time. So Luther, yes, big, strong, but honestly, he got his ass handed to Hazel, and that was his only redeeming quality was his strength.
And he wasn't very strong.
His acting was he's probably the weakest actor. Sorry to whoever your name is.
Weakest character.
I know you got burned alive by Daenerys Targaryen in that one in Game of Thrones. I'll say one show, Game of Thrones.
He's like in 2 episodes.
2 episodes, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, he got burned alive. It was brutal.
I will say though, I think he's gonna have a big comeback.
He has to. I mean, it was very interesting. He completely fell apart, and we'll get into that. But the second character, Allison. We loved Allison. She's beautiful. She was very the actress. I don't know her name or actor. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to say these days. But
actress.
She did a great job. Her powers are cool, underutilized. For obvious reasons, she's kind of overpowered. I know in the comics she's overpowered.
What do you mean overpowered by what?
She's overpowered, as in like she's too powerful.
Oh, okay.
You got freaking Diego. Really cool character. His power was super cool.
He could like throw blades.
Throw blades. He was kind of like Bullseye. He was like Bullseye from the Daredevil series. He was super cool.
A lot of anger issues though.
A lot of anger issues.
He had a lot to prove. I think that was the thing about Diego.
He kind of reminded me of. Initially, he reminded me of the Donatello Raphael dynamic from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got the one super serious, and you got the Donatello who's the leader. But
and they were also vigilantes.
Both vigilantes, man. Mm-hmm. But it was super cool. So now we're gonna move on to number 5. Number 5, super cool character.
So freaking cool.
And like we were talking about, like we truly believe. I mean, the acting. He may have been the best actor on the show.
I think Klaus was so good though.
Yeah.
I would say Klaus and number 5 were the best actors. Klaus can jump through time, so he's a time jumper.
He jumps through time.
He jumps into the future, and then when he comes back into the show, he's back into a young person's body, but he still has...
He does a great job of making you believe that he is a 60-year-old man.
That he is an adult stuck into a 16-year-old man's, boy's body.
Yeah.
So it's like you actually believe that he's an adult,
which
was great, and the actor was amazing. I would say one of the best actors on the show.
And it's crazy because he probably is 16 years old in real life.
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Pretty young, very young.
Yeah, very young. Unless he has some sort of growing disability. Anyways.
I don't think he has.
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool the whole mannequin Dolores aspect. Yeah. That was funny, and
if you don't know,
it was really heartwarming at the same time. It's really,
I was rooting for them.
Yeah, she was shipping them.
I was shipping them hard.
It kind of makes you wonder. It's what is love? It's was their love real? It's
their love
who
was
am
real.
I?
It was real. He connected to her in such a rough time in his life.
Yeah, I mean she's all he had.
And she was there for him.
In the apocalypse.
Through thick and thin. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see them make out so hard, but they never did it. Bummed.
Yeah. So, okay. So, number 5, we both agree was pretty cool. For
as
me,
hell.
number 5 was my second favorite character.
Yep. Me too.
It probably, for me, it goes, which the next character we'll talk about is Klaus.
My favorite.
But for me, it probably goes Klaus, number 5, and Hazel, which we'll probably have time to talk about.
Hazel.
I love Hazel. Hazel and the
Hazel's-
donut chick were like.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, so going on to Klaus. Klaus is awesome. Klaus is so funny. Klaus was so interesting, and Klaus honestly was the most emotionally engaging character of the entire show.
I root for Klaus.
Yes, he was so
He's
likable.
the only character that I'm
Originally,
rooting for.
Originally, I thought that maybe he was going to be your stereotypical, like, I'm different for just the sake of being different, I'm edgy kind of guy. But no, he was so much more than that. I really rooted for Klaus at the end.
Just to be clear, I always knew about Klaus's potential. He was always my favorite from the get-go.
But you always just love the underdog.
Yeah, I do love the underdog.
Yeah.
The underdog is always the best.
Yeah.
They always have the most potential for growth.
Yeah. Let's talk about Klaus's powers. Klaus's powers are the coolest in the
Amazing.
show. Him and Ben's relationship.
Oh, I know.
It's so cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that they did that because I know in the comics, I'm pretty sure that they never actually showed Ben. He's kind of an invisible ghost.
Ben dies.
Well, yeah, they knew that.
Okay. He's dead.
He's super dead.
Straight up dead.
And with that being said, basically Klaus, near the end of the show, the entire time he's able to talk to Ben. He's the only one. He can communicate Ben. At one point, he tells the other people in the Umbrella Academy, and they don't believe him.
To be fair, Klaus at the beginning of the season is a drug addict.
Yeah, I mean, he is not sober any time
He
of the
is
day.
completely haunted by his abilities.
Yes.
Haunting being very appropriate,
Yes.
considering that he sees the dead.
Yes.
Can communicate with the dead.
Yes.
So the only way to really get rid of the noise in his mind is to do drugs. I'm always gonna have a soft spot for that.
Yeah.
A damaged character.
She loves her damaged characters.
Because
That's why she loved Bambi.
They have, well, yeah, because
Bambi wasn't. Was Bambi damaged? I don't know.
he watched his mother die, and his dad wanted nothing to do with him. If that's not Klaus, I mean, his mom is a robot, so I guess not really.
She died.
She did die.
She did die, though he did not care. Didn't seem like it. Diego. So yes, Klaus, Ben, dynamic, amazing. He was able to use Ben's powers, which is so cool, such a cool
When
concept.
he was alive and when he's dead.
Yeah, and so guys, I'm super pumped for Klaus in the future.
I'm sad I have to wait for season 2.
I just hope that we see Klaus reach his potential that his dad always knew he could reach.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the last and final character,
I
Vanya.
think we're going Vanya.
Super boring.
Boring, but that's intentional, I think.
I think, yeah.
It has to be intentional.
I mean, she was supposed to seem super unordinary. I mean, she was supposed to seem super just normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that was done intentionally.
She was less than normal, though, because she did, cool stuff. She plays the violin.
Mm-hmm.
Beautifully, by the way.
I mean, how many people can play the violin? I mean,
I don't know the numbers.
Maybe
but
5 people on planet Earth.
Joe Schmo on the street definitely can't.
No.
Neither one of us bozos could.
No.
So
I couldn't even pick a violin up.
I wouldn't even. What's with this? Why do we gotta play with the chin?
Dude, yeah, fuck the chin.
I
have
too much of a double chin to pull that off.
If I could surgically remove my chin and just strap it to my elbow, I would. Anyways, guys.
No. Your chin's one of my favorite parts about your face. Ew, I'm gonna pinch you behind the camera.
Ow! So yeah,
Ow.
I'm sure Vanya's just I mean, yeah, Juno.
She's a great actress.
Ellen Page, goddamn, she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I just think the writing wasn't truly there for the character.
But
and
I think that was intentional.
Maybe.
She's
I don't know.
She's gonna make a big comeback in the second
I hope
season.
so. I really hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So who's your favorite character? Klaus. Mine too. Klaus is awesome.
Number 1 has always been Klaus for me.
Me too. Their dynamic has been.
No, not at first.
From episode 2 on, Klaus is my favorite character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Klaus is number 1 for me. Always has been. MVP.
Yeah.
Original class supporter.
All right, Sylvia. Now that we've talked about the story, we've talked about the characters.
Yeah.
What do you want from season 2? What do you want to happen?
Backstory. Anyway, yeah, backstory. And I'm interested in, because at the end of season 1, number 5 is, we don't know where he's taking them back in time.
But we do know they're at least they're teasing that they're going to be in their younger bodies.
They all turn back into their younger selves.
Which I'm curious. Is that going to be a real thing? Because are they really going to get like a bunch of children actors in the show, or like?
Well, they already have the children actors. We see
kinda.
flashbacks.
We see flashbacks, but they're not really, really acting.
Right.
So I don't know are they really going to go that route?
But I'm interested in them all bonding, like having the knowledge that they do now as adults, and then getting to go back as children. They can change so much of what they.
But what we've seen from the show is that no matter what they do, it seems like time doesn't change, because the commission is always working to make sure time doesn't change.
We didn't talk about the commission at all this time.
So yeah, I'm interested in the backstory. I'm interested in what the commission will do, which I don't know if we've even talked about them at all, but the commission, freaking super cool. I mean,
cool as hell.
Time travel, like super agency that like takes place in 1950,
which is genius. Nobody in the 1950s would expect that they could jump through time and like be in the future.
I know that's such a cool dynamic.
That was so cool
to the organization.
I was so into that.
Because you'd always assume that they're stationed 2135 or some shit, but like 1950, that's super cool.
Yes, it's so cool. One of my favorite parts of the show.
Oh yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
I like the leader of the commission, or at least we know of, that blonde lady. I don't know her name, but her and number 5's relationship is. Yes. I like that relationship.
I like the battle they go through.
Yeah, it's a battle of wits, and
they're both almost evenly matched.
I mean, he killed her, and she's back. I don't know how.
Yeah.
It's because it's almost like time doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
They live outside of I
also
time.
like that when he went back, because he used to work for them.
Yeah, he was an assassin.
She found him in the rubbles of the apocalypse when he was old, and has been alone forever, aside from, what's his?
Dolores.
And she offered him an opportunity that he couldn't. I mean, nobody would pass it up if you've been living in an apocalyptic world of just
nothing but eating roaches and making sweet passionate love to mannequins.
Yeah. I wonder if he drilled a hole in her.
I hope we don't ever find out. But anyways,
I 100% hope we do.
But yeah, so for season 2, I hope we get a little more backstory on the commission, a little bit more backstory on their father.
You had the theory. Remember your theory?
What was my theory? I don't remember.
That the father was involved in the commission?
Yeah, I think that possibly he was part of the commission, or he definitely knows about the commission.
Because number 5 could not figure out how he knew that the world was going to end.
It may have been a coincidence, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he organized the Umbrella Academy for the sole purpose of stopping the apocalypse, or stopping the commission. He always told them
that they had a bigger purpose. Mm-hmm. That they were, basically in charge of saving the world?
Essentially, yes. So it'll be interesting to learn his backstory, the commission's backstory, and we're really looking forward to seeing the characters grow, come together, and just reach the potential that their dad envisioned for them.
We don't know their potential of their powers yet. We've seen a little bit with Vanya and Klaus, but as far as the other characters, we haven't seen any new developments in their powers.
Now, will Luther continue to be a big fat bitch?
Yes.
I guess he's not fat. He's just thick up top, but
he's thick and tiny on the bottom.
Yeah.
He looks like a cartoon, which is cool.
This is cool, yeah. Honestly, his body shape was his only redeeming quality.
He was injected by ape serum.
Yeah, I mean, would you want to live?
Yeah. I would want to live.
If you were injected with ape serum?
Hell yeah, I'd want to live.
But anyways, guys.
I would pretty much want to live through anything.
So we're really looking forward to season 2. I'm not sure when it's supposed to come out. We'll keep looking. We'll definitely review that season as well. But we really liked it. So I guess we're moving on to the mission critical part of the show. What would you give Umbrella Academy season 1 out of 100? 1 to 100.
I'm giving it a 90.
Damn, guys, that's a pretty high score.
To be clear, people like shows for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. My main focus is the story and the character development. And I think they both rocked it on those two aspects.
So for me, I'm going to give the show out of 100 an 85. I think they could improve on the overall, maybe like, I guess, like, I feel like sometimes the dialogue was a little bit weak. I think they could improve on that. I think they could, work on maybe being more concise in the story, maybe making it a little bit more serious at times when it needs it. But overall, guys, I love the season 1. I'm really pumped for season 2.
I cannot wait. I wish it was out now. I would binge watch it.
So anyways, guys, thanks for coming in and watching our first episode. It's been really fun. We're kind of experimenting with how we're going to do the setup. We might change it next time. But look out for episode 2 of our reviews. And for any other videos I'm making, like, subscribe if you like the video. And thanks for coming out. And we'll catch you next time.